Good afternoon. Welcome. Kent Bain with 9 Business Group and Elevate Your Business Chat. We have Scott Bartlett joining us today. Scott, welcome. Please introduce yourself, your company, and what makes you unique and different, and why people buy from you versus your competition.
Sure. Thanks for having me. I hope this goes down well for you. So my name is Scott Bartlett. I've been doing a few of these with customers today, so I should be really good at it by now, but I'm not going to be. So I recently left an organization where I was the chief strategic officer for the last 6 or 7 years. A great company, and I've moved on with some partners, and we've started up our own boutique agency, which is known as Blue Chip ESG, and our incorporated entity is Blue Chip ESG R. The R standing for regulatory. So we've taken the acronym and thrown our own little spin on it. Our company predominantly works in measurement and regulatory space. One of my business partners, associates, Wayne Dunnington, who also is a co-founder in the business, is one of the foremost measurement and regulatory subject matter experts in country, I'd say in North America. So really excited to have him as a business partner. And yeah, I couldn't be happier. On the ESG side of our business, we've seen an opportunity in industry. I like to say that I don't know too many real subject matter experts. There's a lot of de facto subject matter experts in the ESG space. I'm certainly not an ESG subject matter expert. Got a couple of online digital certifications and just sort of taken a real keen interest in it. But there are a lot of people inside that ESG space or work in segments of it that are indeed subject matter experts. And I think collectively over time, as everybody comes together, they'll really sort of bottom out what constitutes an ESG subject matter expert. But there's so many moving parts with the inclusion part, with the environmental part, the social components, and of course the governance components. So it was a natural fit with the regulatory side of our business. And then of course my background in business. So I have a marketing background, business development background, oil and gas background, and mostly in I would say almost like a conduit, just connecting people and the right people into the right seats so that we can unlock value for our customers or any of the stakeholders that I sit at the table with.
Excellent. Very well said. Thank you. So how long have you guys been in this business model now? It sounds like it's relatively new. Are we a couple of weeks or a couple of years in?
Yeah, so I'm really careful with that. And the reason why I'm careful with that is because just, Blue Chip ESG is only been incorporated for a few months. However, the subject matter expertise inside of our organization, from the GHG specialists, the Masters of Science specialists, the PNGs, the likes of Wayne Dunnington and some other partners, and then of course our advisory board, they all have deep bench experience, very well accredited in their own areas of subject matter expertise. In particular, our advisory board that we're setting up, and I'm really proud to announce here that Lawrence Gervais has accepted a position on our board, our advisory board. He's the president of Ward 3, Métis, Alberta, and I've known Lawrence for a very long time. Very well-spoken individual, brings a excellent gravitas to any room, and he looks at the entire scope and just tries to bridge a lot of gaps and really fits in with the culture of Blue Chip ESG. So there's other announcements coming on that advisory board. We've got some real deep bench strength coming onto that board, which of course helps us to both maintain our vision and our purpose, but at the same time, our growth trajectory and what we want to do with the business in the coming years. And more importantly, to ensure that our delivery is spot on, because it's pretty bold to come out with a name Blue Chip. Pretty bold.
I think it's great.
We want to make sure that we deliver on that brand.
Absolutely. No, I think it's great. So as you formulated this company and brought the team together, what has been the biggest challenge to bring the team together, get the people aligned, and to bring it to fruition?
Probably the biggest challenge, of course, I mean, in the spirit of transparency, was leaving another organization. Some of us were from that other organization. Some of us were pretty impactful inside that business. We created a little bit of a vacuum on our exit. So again, like I said, in the spirit of transparency, I mean, that was a challenge. I mean, the CEO over there is a dear friend of mine, and I love him very much. So that was a challenge for myself. I believe it was a challenge for Wayne as well. And then, but we have our own entrepreneurial spirits and goals, and we want to pursue those, and we're going to pursue them relentlessly. Didn't always agree with some of the direction that my CEO was taking. So I'm a firm believer that if you come into an organization and you're not aligned, don't just stick around for the paycheck. Go out and do something about that, and take your own shot. If you think you're so good, go out and do it. And so here I am out in the great wide unknown.
All right, so now that you're taking your shot, I'm not sure how this question applies, but let's take it a shot. What is one thing you know now that maybe you wish you would have known 6 months ago, 2 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago? Would you have taken your shot sooner?
Yeah, that's a good question. One that I had pondered for a good year before exiting. I probably, if I could go back in time, I probably would have found a path to better explaining that I want to take that shot, and crystallize that a little bit more. And some of the reasons why, I think, in retrospect, and that might have led to maybe a more enjoyable exit from the one company to the start of this company. Yeah, I probably would have crystallized my vision a little bit more. Yeah, that's the only. But other than that, I have zero regrets. I'm really happy with our direction. But I think that looking back is important because it allows you to be better moving forward. Yeah.
Yep, for sure. As you look forward to the next 2 years, what are the top 3 challenges that you and your industry faces?
Yeah, I think I think we're going through a real paradigm shift in industry. The industry just came out of a lot of challenges. So you asked me that question 2 or 3 years ago. There's an easy answer. Commodity prices sinking. The marketplace, at times thumbing their nose up at Canadian oil and the commodity in general, holistically across the worldscape. So that would have been a pretty easy answer. I think right now, some of our largest challenges are going to be in capturing or outperforming the market as it goes into a little bit of an uptick. So how do you outperform that market? I think that's going to be a lot of challenge for industry professionals. I think shareholders are a little bit nervous about commodity as an investment in their portfolio. So I think that on those executive layers and those director layers and those board of directors, I think they're trying to figure out a way to provide some sort of communication back to the investors that commodity investing is a very safe and viable practice. So I think that's going to be a big challenge for them, and I think that's where some of that ESG dovetails nicely into that conversation, because they're just finding a way to communicate that, look, we do take the inclusion piece of our business very seriously. We do take the environmental piece of our business very seriously, the governance side very seriously. And here's the proof. Here's our ESG score. You've asked us to do safety. We've shown you that we can. You've asked us to include all stakeholders, internal, external, land, etc. We've done that. We keep working. We keep coming back to the table. We keep demonstrating to you that we are taking these things very seriously. what more do you want from us? And so now the question is, okay, so these producers, these larger producers have created almost like an enterprise solution around environmental, around inclusion, around social, around governance. And now they need somebody to come in and sort of put it in a big package and showcase that on their behalf. So I think those are some of the challenges that we can expect to face in terms of shoring up some investor confidence.
Excellent, thank you. Has your definition of a successful business changed? What is your, if you had a definition today as you build the new Blue Chip, your new company, what's success look like for you guys? How have you defined it?
Yeah, what success for us is to, for me personally, and I know that my partnership is aligned with this, it's to put, and it sounds a little bit buzzy or a little bit cliche, but it's really to put the deliverable in front of the sale. So how are we delivering to our clients? What value are we unlocking for them? If we're not able to create value, if we're not able to it's not about demonstrating value, it's about a clear path to this is the value, here's the KPI, this is what we've been able to do, this is how we've been able to make you more successful or contribute to that success without grandstanding, of course, and just being able to show a clear path to that and helping them on their journey to success. I think it's just, again, it's putting the deliverable in front of the sale. The rest will take care of itself. Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, thank you. My
I don't know
favorite
if that
question.
answers your question succinctly, but yeah, that's
Well, no, it's a question I've asked probably, I think the last 15 interviews we've done. It's very, very interesting. I think the question itself lends itself towards a state of mind where the business is in its life cycle or growth, right? Because I've had the answer, everything from, well, I just need to pay the bills, to the colloquial kind of more modern day marketing term is to have an impact. And then that balance of, no, we got to make some money. We also have to be profitable, but there's also a lifestyle play. So it is slightly different to everybody. And that's what I like about the question in business in general is, for me, business is nothing more than a vehicle to do with what we want and to give us something. So
yeah,
if it's
I completely agree. I think that top line revenue takes care of itself. It sounds a little bit, I don't want to borrow the words from our anyways, I won't go there. But look, your word is currency. And a lot of people have forgotten that. So like, you know, taking that sort of, your word is currency, your integrity has currency. So when you're looking at a scope of work, if you don't believe that you can deliver any value, don't just take the sale. Look at them and say, look, I can't bring value to this. And if you're in a position, a power position to say no, your business is healthy. And the top line revenue will take care of itself, because that will in of itself make its way through the target segment that you're in. Mostly. And oil and gas is pretty small for a big industry. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's great.
I should say that yeah, and I should also add that ESG transcends oil and gas. Obviously, it does break vertical, it moves out. So it is a larger segment, but at the same time, I'm a firm believer that your currency is in your word, and you need to show the discipline to be able to say no if you don't believe that you can bring value to the equation. Yeah.
Thank you. My favorite question, save the best for last. What do you want to be known for?
And Blue Chip or Scott?
Scott.
Yeah. For myself, I want to be known for being somebody who lives to his brand. So if I'm sitting here and we're marketing, you know, this is our purpose, this is our vision, this is my purpose, this is my vision. It's about integrity. I believe that my word has currency. I know my word has currency, and if I'm not living that brand, then that would be really unfortunate. So for me personally, I would answer that with living my brand is very important to me. Yeah.
Oh, I love that one. Living my brand. That's great. So one last plug, Scott. Where can people get more information? Where would they find you? if they want to understand more about ESG and as it relates to their business, their sector, the industry, where can they find you?
Well, yeah, no, hopefully they can find us pretty easily. If they can't find us pretty easily, then I'm not doing a very good job as a marketer. But yeah, they can go to our website, bluechipesg.com. They can go online, they can follow me on LinkedIn. I have 20,260 followers on LinkedIn and then 17,000 connections. So I'm fairly easy to find there. I think there's 5,000 followers on Twitter and whatnot. So I'm pretty active on social media. So yeah, bluechipesg.com or they find me on LinkedIn, no problem.
Excellent. Thanks again for your time. You've been a great guest. Words well spoken, well articulated, and keep up the good look. We're looking forward to our next conversation.
Yeah, it was a real pleasure. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Ken. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.